Day during the Keti Koti, which means chains broken, and it's a ceremony to celebrate the abolition of slave trade some centuries back. If it is some sort of politics, what then is their aim of this apology?
Well, their aim is very obvious because when you have lived a life of crime for so many generations, and at one point you start feeling to be very satisfied and feel fat and feel well achieved. One of the basic things you need to do is start seeking for what I call solidarity with the people that you have committed those crimes with. One of the things you need to do is start building a mutual relationship which is based on your own interest and not the interest of the people that you claiming to be wanting to apologize to them. And this is the way I look at it, because with modern science today, in America, in the same Suriname, they were taken from Ghana, because many of the Surinamese who have traced their roots show that they came from the Ashantis in Ghana.
Yeah.
With modern technology today, it is easy for you to retrace them back to their roots. And these are the protocols and processes I was expecting, that if really they want to be apologetic, they should start back by finding how they can reconcile Africans with Africans. What are they telling us to be apologetic when they have finally cut off Africans from Africans by nationality, by name, by culture, by language, and by religion? And Africans are fighting to defend what has been given to them by their masters, so-called masters. This is where we are. And that is why you realize that, like I still say, that the invasion, judging per analysis of the population in Africa in 2050, states that the population rises to 2.4 billion. Why Europe is stagnant, China is stagnant, America is stagnant. The only dynamic continent that grows rapidly in terms of a population right now is Africa. In 2100, it stands at a population of 5.4 billion, which states that even in 2050, Africa will be the most populated continent in the world. That simply means that the world is drifting back to Africa. The labor market, the job market, the business. Do you know that today in Africa, in the world, people don't use physical cash? The market for printing money is right now in Africa. Everybody is facing to Africa. All markets are facing to Africa because of its rising population. So they know that with the rising population of Africa today, if they don't put a good, genuine path, so to say, to get the African thinking that they have repented, they are more apologetic or whatever, but we are not seeing the new Africa which is being born in Africa. We are in Africa. And I'm telling you that what we are seeing in Africa today, this is going to be far more dangerous than whatever the Africans have ever heard concerning the transatlantic slave trade in history. This will kill Africa permanently, because they have decided, like I said, there are three phases. They have come to kill, to destroy, and to steal. They are right now at their last stage, because, so to say, as far as Africa is concerned, at the level of the United Nations, Africa has fallen. There is no African nation that is speaking for Africa. When I use the word speaking for Africa, I'm not talking of speaking for, I'm talking of forcing and fighting Africa to come together. All our founding fathers who stood like that, they have been intentionally, openly eliminated. We saw, those videos are even circulating on social media, where the FBI in America organized the assassination of P.L. Lumumba in the DRC Congo in the 60s. The videos are there. Even the agent of the FBI who was assigned to that confessed, and later on found an African who was greedy, who had all his monies kept in the Western Bank, and they saw that, okay, there's an interest here where he want to protect an interest, and they gave him an assignment, and that was how Mobutu killed P.L. Lumumba on the behalf of the FBI. We have seen Thomas Sankara, We have seen so many founding fathers that were being eliminated because they stood for the unity of Africa, and they knew that if Africa ever emerges, Europe, America will fall down, because it will take only one man or one continent to be at the helm of power. One thing Africans do not know about Africa, which they are yet to understand, and that is why I give the example. If anyone has ever watched the movie called Wakanda, the Black Panther was a clear prototype of the capacity and the potential that Africa has. Africans do not know the potentials of Africa. Africa is where the originality of mankind is. That is where anything that is going to help the world, push the world forward, can only come from Africa. And that is why even science has come to the reality that all other rays came from the dark earth, which is called the black man. So we have gone to a point where we are seeing clearly how Jacob is stealing the birthright of the firstborn. Africa here is the firstborn. And until Africans start understanding that what we are seeing in Rwanda is just nothing compared to what potential Africa has. What explains the fact, as I used to say, the richest country in the entire world is found in Africa, Congo DRC. Join China, join America, join Europe, join Russia. Congo is richer. Put all of them together. The devices that are used in making electronic cell phones are all coming from Congo. Technology we see today in the world comes from Congo. So what are we talking about? Until Africans begin to realize their full potential, they will not be able to get at the helm of power, because Europe, America, today China, they are giving China now the space because they are 5 members, veto member at the UN National Security Council. America has taken its own, is still taking its own. Europe has taken its own, is still taking its own. Now is the 10. Russia has taken its own, is still taking its own. United Kingdom has taken its own, is still taking its own. Now China is the last 10. And this is where it's going to crumble Africa to the dust. That is the way they have made, because they understand that Africa is the mother of the world. Africa is the source that sustains the world. How many Africans understand that the breeze and the cold air that goes to France and Europe leaves Africa? That is why they talk about deforestation. We should not cut down our trees, because the West depends even on air from Africa. So it is very important for Africans to understand the potentials of Africa. We do not want the kind of development we are seeing in Rwanda. We do not want the kind of development we are seeing in Ghana. Development can be defined in different ways. It's not a building of skyscraper. It is the promoting of one's self-culture, one's own ability, one's own values and culture. Because Africa, as it is rich as science. Scientists have made the analysis that Africa in 2100 will be able to feed the entire world. And I come to the challenge to find out why Sudan, Mozambique has been, Sudan and Malawi has been in a condition for almost how many decades under starvation, when Africa can feed the whole world. So what I'm saying here is that we need Africans, the kind of education. Some people say that Africans have been educated ever since the 60s. What education have the Africans been getting? What kind of education have the Africans been getting? The Africans need the kind of education where they understand who they are and come to the realization of not only their full potential, but what they possess in Africa. What explains the fact Africans travel as individuals and go to Europe? Why they travel with governments? This is a picture that you cannot balance it. If I travel as an individual and a man travel as a government, it means that the man knows what I have and I don't know what he has. And the reason why I will travel, I do not understand that, is because of his presence in my country. Because if my country was not rich, his government would not come here. They have kept their citizens like how the eagle keeps his little chicks. and make sure that it only goes to find meat and come and feed them. They don't allow their citizens to travel. They travel in their government, and that is why I said that the West, from 1884 to 1885, they decided to work as hyenas. And until Africans understand, just as Robert Mugabe was saying, if we are ever going to be with the United Nations, they must be able to allow us to have veto power at the level of the United Nations. How do you explain the fact that African presidents feel comfortable dealing with their Caucasian leaders, when at the level of a union where Africa is the mother and the father, the eldest one, the firstborn, is not giving the right? Countries like Holland that are built on water, Belgium, they are built on water, there are roads that are on water. When the ferry is passing, the road has to open for the ferry to pass because everything is done on water. Those are countries that are found on water. Africa is unshakable. In a union, Europe has veto power when Europe is not even older than Africa. So these are the things that we are saying, that we need the kind of education whereby the Africans themselves are going to build a culture, a system which makes the African people different from the West. It's not our fault. That is the way God made it. And they have understood that secret, but the Africans do not know their own potentials.
Thank you so much.